Okay, so removing a stain. Using the water to remove the stain. So that's like a separate section, right? It is prohibited to remove any type of stain from a fabric of any color with the type of the cleansing agent. It is also forbidden to use the cleanser to diminish the intensity of the stain. Moreover, under the prohibition of soaking a fabric, it is even forbidden to merely pour the water on a stain. The prohibition of cleaning with liquid applies even if the stain is very small or light and would not deter the owner of the garment from wearing it. Okay. So let's try to understand. Okay, so using the water. So of course, like under normal circumstances, for example, a person was drinking coffee, spill a little on himself. Things happened, right? Right. So what do? You go and wash this place a little, right? So at least you would not allow it to the stain to settle, at least. But usually, like that's what you do. Okay. So again, it is forbidden to remove any type of stain from a fabric of any color. So meaning, even if it's like a person, like some things, it's not easy to remove, right? For example, some kind of sauces, like right, or some wine for sure. Grape juice, sometimes it's subtle. Guess what? It's the coloring is so strong. It can change the color on your glass, right? Or right, for sure. Like if you leave the wine there for a few days, for sure it's going to be red on the bottom. Is it possible to wash it off? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But it's not going to be so easy. Okay, so that's why people like when they have they spill a wine on themselves, they want to wash it, or at least to apply some water as soon as they can. So again, it is forbidden to remove any type of stain from fabric of any color with the type of cleansing agent. So whatever cleansing agent is, maybe liquid soap, whatever cleansing agent is not allowed. Or water or vinegar, whatever it is. It is also forbidden to use a cleanser to diminish the intensity of the stain. So, like, of course, it's not going to be washed out, but even a little, that's already forbidden. Moreover, under the prohibition of soaking fabric, it is even forbidden to merely pour the water on the stain. Right. So soaking, it's as we discussed before. Not I don't know if you classes before. It's a first step of washing, right? So first step, and you just pour water. That's it. So that's it. So meaning, it's after the soaking, it's going to become somewhat cleaner. It's not going to be clean, but somewhat cleaner, and that's why, like as we said in the beginning, all of the steps are like separately forbidden. Okay, so we cannot pour water or cleansing agent on a stain. The prohibition of cleaning with the liquid applies even if the stain is very small or light, or would not deter the owner of the garment from wearing it. So that's very interesting. So meaning there is no minimum amount. It does not have to be like a huge stain from the sauce or a huge stain from the wine, right? He said the prohibition applies liquid applies even a small stain, tiny stain, light, might almost, I guess, invisible, or like unless you very close by, you would not notice, right? It would not deter a person from wearing it. Okay, 1 second. Continue. Point number 2. B. Removing a stain without using water. It is forbidden to remove the stain from a fabric by rubbing or scraping it with an instrument, or with a hand or a fingernail. However, the prohibition of removing stain without the use of the water is similar in this respect to prohibition of removing the dust from the garment. In case of necessity, there is one has no other garment to wear. One is permitted to ask Gentile to rub it out, to rub out a significant stain. Let me see. Okay, no, that's all. Okay, so now we have a stain, and I guess it's dried up. It's from 2 weeks ago, right? Old stain. So still we're not allowed to remove, and he say even without water. Right? Forbidden to remove the stain from fabric by rubbing and scraping it with an instrument or with hand or a fingernail. So like you take a material like some fabric, you rub it on its own. And usually it becomes clean. Usually, so that is forbidden. As he said, with the hand or an instrument. So the instruments, I guess, is I don't know, like a brush is the instrument. I'm not sure what other instruments they mean. Okay, fingernail for sure it's going to work. Right, with hand. Okay. However, this prohibition removing the stain without the use of the water, similar to respect of the dusting, right? Dusting from the garment. So in case of the need, we can ask Gentile or do. In case of necessity, one is permitted to ask Gentile to rub out the significant stain. See, he does not say that we are allowed to do it ourselves. So I guess if you do it from the inside, not on the surface, but from inside, sometimes it works.